All right, now let's talk about one of the most important things in Git, and which you will be using so many times in Git, is the commit. Otherwise, as our in our analogy, if we're sticking to that, your send. How we're going to send things from kind of our local property to the publisher or the repository, where the publisher or repository is going to keep track of what we're doing. So a commit is a package. It's a snapshot of your project. It is not a single file. Do not think of, oh, we're going to commit one file at a time. You can do that, but a commit does not have to be one file at a time. You could commit multiple files. Let's say I wanted to commit, part of my book, I want to commit chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the same time. And I want to say, here's the commit that contains everything about, the bears. If we're writing a book about bears, I don't know, I'm just using an example here. But, so a commit is a package, it's a snapshot. Git literally takes a giant picture of your project, memorizes where everything is, and stores that snapshot. Now also, Git generates a checksum for each change. And a checksum is going to be this really long hexadecimal string, and it's going to be completely unique. And we're going to explore that in a bit, and I'll show you, this is how one looks. So as you can see, there could be a really big amount of possibilities. And for the rest of our course, we're going to be referring to a commit as kind of this little block that you see here, where you're going to see the tree, which we'll talk about. It's the parent of this commit, and the author and the committer. And you'll see that because you remember when in our Git configuration where we made our name and our email, this is where you would see that in Git. And we're going to see that in a bit. And the message too is where you'll obviously store a message about your commit. But we're kind of getting into things. I really want to show you guys what a commit is and how to do it before we go even further. So let's go ahead and do that. So now let's dive in, let's make our first commit, and then we'll jump back out. But first, let's do it. Let's make our first commit. So first, just to show you guys, I am in my book directory. That book directory we made, that's where we're going to be mostly using everything. If I go in here and I do a list A, you see there's my .git folder, which is going to show me kind of how Git is supposed to set up in here. It also tells me that Git is tracking every folder in here. So I've got my own repository in this folder. Now you also see I've added a new document called new. Now that's just a generic text thing, text file. You'll see it just called it new. I just made a generic thing in Sublime. It's called new file. The title of it is new. Some stupid thing. So just make a generic, crazy new file that we're going to add. We're going to get more in depth later, but just something silly for now. Now, in order to make things work here, first you're going to do git add. Because remember we said we're going to first add it to our staging index, or we're going to send it to our outbox. We want to put it in the mail. And I'm going to say dot. And that means everything below, everything in this folder, I want you to put in my mailbox. So, okay, Piet said, yep, got it, did it. Now I need to go from my mailbox to the publisher. I need to say, all right, package this up, put it in a commit, send it to the publisher. It's looking good to go. So I'm going to do git commit, and then I do a -m. This -m means here's my message. Every commit has to have a message. You have to say, okay, oh, I'm adding this new file, or oh, I added all these chapters, blah, 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 I fixed this typo. So you have to have a new message with your file. So I'm going to do git commit -m, and I'm just going to say initial commit. Oh, spelled commit wrong there. Okay. And it said, look, initial commit, one file changed, one file inserted, which means, okay, you had nothing in there. So I'm going to insert one file, create mode, blah, 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 new. So it created a new file in there. And you just made your first commit. That was so easy. Look how easy that was. Now a lot of you are still sitting there going, what did I have no idea what I just did or how that worked. I know, it's scary. So now we're going to just jump back. We're going to jump back out of this whole thing. We're going to spend a few minutes on the slides, and we're going to investigate really conceptually, what did we just do here?